Now, the topic that we start with on this program is how can I learn to trust again if something has occurred with my spouse where that trust has been broken? And it can be from any number of things. It could be a person lies continually and finally that's just too much. It could be you find out that the other person is gambling. I mean, there are all kinds of things. Infidelity, of course. You see, typically at the beginning of a relationship, unless you've been hurt in previous relationships, you start with a level of trust that's just anticipated. Like, for example, the fact that you love me and I love you means I can trust you at least to some degree. But when that trust is violated, can you get it back again? Sometimes people will say, no, once they have lied to you, then you can never trust them again. But, if you think about that, you've probably on occasion lied somewhere along the line. Does that mean that you have become a liar? Not necessarily. And so if someone has done something that violated your trust, even if in the process when you tried to question them about it, they lied to you, it is still possible to trust again. Now, there are three key principles that must be followed if you're going to do that. Number one, you must decide that you are willing to risk it again. What I mean by that is if you're going to try to put the relationship back together and try to rebuild trust, but you're not going to risk actually trusting, it's going to work against you. Because of the fact that you'll be denying whatever they say. You'll be questioning whatever they say. All those kinds of things. And it just won't work unless you, number one, are willing to take that risk. And so think it through. If we want to rebuild trust in this relationship, am I willing to trust? Am I willing, therefore, to risk the fact that I might be hurt again? Because if you don't, forget the other two principles. Now, the second principle is this. The person that has violated the trust, your spouse, or you if you're the one who did that. The person who did whatever it was that broke the relationship, broke the trust in the relationship, has to be sorry for the fact that he or she did so and willing to make whatever changes they need to do to be able to let trust back again and to make the marriage good again. Because even if you're willing to trust again, to make that risk, and the other person doesn't get it, they don't understand how much they hurt you, they're not willing to make whatever changes they need to make, and so it's kind of difficult to trust a person again if they say, oh yeah, I did bad, but let's just go ahead, let's forget about it, move on, everything's fine. They have to understand the pain they've caused you to the degree that they're willing to make whatever changes they need to make. If they won't do that, it's almost impossible to rebuild trust. And then number three is if both those first two things happen, number three is that you need to make some criteria. Now, sometimes people talk about a thing called boundaries, but when we talk about it, we use the word STOP. It's an acronym. It means a safeguard that offers protection. Now, the reason we don't use the word boundaries anymore is because so many people use it to mean so many different things in so many different ways that it really doesn't make sense anymore to me, the way that people talk about it. And it should not be something where you try to control the other person. Remember, the first principle was you've got to be willing to risk it again. That means you're not going to become mama or papa. You're not going to be the person that's the dictator over the other person. You can't rebuild trust if you have to watch everything they do every minute. But you can build some safeguards that offer protection. So, for example, if the trust was broken because of the fact that your spouse has been gambling secretly in which you got into a financial burden, one of the safeguards that offer protection might be, I need to be able to see where every penny of our money goes. I need to be able to have access to every penny of our money. Or if the person were unfaithful, it may be, I need access to know where you are and what you're doing. And for the next 6 months, to the point where it might even be uncomfortable for you, but if I'm going to be able to trust you again, I need to know where you are because of the fact that beforehand, when I thought I knew where you were actually seeing this other person. Now you might be saying, but wait a minute, can you talk about every scenario here? And the answer is, no, I can't. By the way, this is our CEO at Marriage Helper, Kimberly Holmes, and she's going to be helping me do this program. Kimberly, we can't possibly tell people every scenario and come up with a suggestion for a stop in every situation.
We could. That's called coaching.
That's called.
And it
so
happens one-on-one. Yeah, at our organization, we have amazing coaches that are able to connect with people, hear their specific situations, and given the foundational principles that we teach in the larger settings like this, on our live show, on our podcast, on our YouTube videos, those are what we call the 80% foundational principles that we teach. Then there's that extra 20% that's going to be unique to your situation. And being able to get a coach who's a non-biased third party, whose focus is going to be to help you save your marriage, that is going to be huge in helping you navigate those unique situations, because people do hear this, and they say, but you don't understand this, that, or the other has happened.
And that's why on this program, we can't give you every single scenario. It
Right.
has to be somebody who talks to you,
Right.
who understands your situation. Now, they will not decide what your stops should be, but they'll help you think it through,
Sure.
help you think about what should it be, and if a person violates the stop, what needs to happen. So I hope you heard all three of those principles. By the way, if they want to know about coaching in our program, how do they do that?
Yeah, you can visit us at marriagehelper.com. You can find more about our workshops and our online courses that we have there. And then if you want to know more about coaching, then you can give us a call at 866-903-0990. Again, that is 866-903-0990.
I've been telling her she goes through telephone numbers way too fast.
Slowed that
And so
down.
now she's doing it slowly.
I did. But yes, we have a team that will answer that call, connect you with one of our client relations representatives who can let you know about our coaches, how coaching can help you and get you started with that. Our coaches, honestly, they're incredible. I love our coaches.
They're
They do
well
amazing
trained and
things.
certified by us at Marriage Helper.